Let's take you further afield now to Europe, where over 8,000 people have been rescued from the rubble in the Turkiye-Syria earthquake, and more than 37,000 people have died so far. The earthquake has seen humanitarian aid organizations from across the world make their way to affected regions to assist with search and rescue operations. On the ground in Turkey is eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathaih, joining us now for the latest. Dasen, good afternoon. Welcome to today. So tell us about the highlights, if any, in terms of today's rescue operations. The number we understand of people who've been rescued so far is now over 8,000.
Braden, you and our viewers are joining us at a very nail-biting part of the events today, and that's because what you're seeing behind me is what could be the rescue of a survivor. That's a possibility, because earlier on today the rescue teams and those from the Gift of the Givers, which joined the Turkish teams and others that are here, they picked up a heat signature from within this building. So we were on the other side, and that's where the teams had climbed up to the top, and at the time they had said that there was a heat signature that was coming to them from about 8 meters below. But at the moment, sadly, before I get to that, what you're seeing now is a body recovery. So that is one of the victims that have been taken out. That happened a short while ago. The teams are in the process of trying to get to what could be that survivor, had then come across this body. They've now wrapped it up and taken it away. It's one of many that we've seen today. Unfortunately, that still outnumbers the survivors that are being found or those that are being located, and it really is a horrible time for those that are gathered at these scenes, because they are waiting around to see, especially those where there's a possibility of life. Relatives are waiting to see if it's their loved ones that will be coming out alive, and in some cases that's not the news that they're receiving. Sadly, this is what's happening here. We were just at a scene earlier where a woman had to identify. At the time that we were there was a possibility of 5 of her relatives that had passed away, and by the time we had left that scene, 2 or 3 of those bodies had already been retrieved from that rubble. We're just moving a little further back because there is a digger that is working here. This is an active scene that the search and rescue teams are busy with. You'll see that there's an ambulance that's parked outside here, Braden, and several of them are parked alongside the road. And I guess that gives you a sense of hope, doesn't it, that there is a possibility that someone is going to be brought out of this rubble alive. But just take a look at it once more and look at how intricate this kind of work is. That's why they brought in the digger, because when we were on the other side, they realized that they were still... I'm just going to have to lower my voice now because they seem to be moving away. It's a possibility that they are listening again. But they brought in the digger to remove some of the bigger pieces, Braden, so that the teams can continue to work. There is a lot to be done here, but as I said before, there is some hope that someone may be pulled out of this alive.
Yeah, and sadly, the body count continues, as we just saw now. One more body being removed from that particular site where there was a body hit, and there's still hope that remains that some people might still be alive. Dasen, from what you understand from the rescuers you've been talking to, how are they establishing whether or not someone could still be alive besides the body hit? Are they picking up noises as well?
Well, they're using very specialized equipment, and it was very interesting to note that the South African team that was using this equipment, they're using something called a life detector as well, which is able to pick up these types of indications from below, and that gives them a sense of around where this is. I just want to get the attention of Ahmed Bam from Gift of the Givers. Ahmed, I don't want to be too close, but if I could ask you just to take a step back with me so that we can just get an update. Just tell me if it's fine if we are over here. Yeah. Ahmed, the last we spoke, there was the detection of a heat signature that was here. I know now that this work is being done. Just talk to me about the progress of the team, because it is the Gift of the Givers team that is also involved here.
So what we've done is we did use our GSS live locator that picked up the heat signature in one void in the corner of the building, as you can see where the excavator is looking. But once we were taking out the rubble now, just to make it easier to see where, because it's 8 meters deep, we've discovered one body now. So it was a female body that was discovered. We've removed it, and we're continuing now to go to the area where our live locator has detected that heat signature. So we're hoping still to find a survivor, but like I say, it might be just a cadaver or body as well.
How difficult is it going to be to access? We have moved from the other side of the building to this end. Do you have a sense of perhaps which part of the building this person is in?
So if we're looking where the excavator is there, it's more towards the far end and the corner of the body. So that's why a corner of the building rather, where we've picked up the void in the heat signature. So you can see it was a 7-story building that collapsed, and you can see all the rubble there. So to get 8 meters deep, it's going to take a lot of time without this type of machinery, and it's already at day 9. So this is the best way for us to try and see if we can remove as much of the big rubble as possible. We'll send in our dogs if we can, and it's safe to do so, or we'll put the live locator again there to see how strong is the heat signature, and that will assist us.
I see the ambulance is also taking a position, and I was saying to my colleague Dan Moyane that it gives you a sense of hope, doesn't it, that there's a possibility that someone can be taken out of here. At this stage, as you said, it's still 50-50, right?
Yes, it's still 50-50. You know, Dasen, as we're seeing, everywhere if you pick up a live signature or you put up a heat signature or you hear a voice, in the environment that we've been working, everyone does get excited, and we want to find live patients because you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yesterday we've picked up, an 80-year-old lady after day 8, and that showed that she was severely dehydrated or hypothermic, so the chances of finding someone still are there. And the teams, once they hear it's someone alive again, they've been taking bodies out the whole day today. So if they've picked up this and it's a live victim hit, they're really working hard, and they want to try and reach the victim as quickly as possible if there's a chance the patient is alive.
Ahmed, I just want to confirm something with you. The last time we spoke, you said that the search and rescue teams, particularly the international ones, have only until today to wrap up their missions here. Does that apply to all of the teams, and does it mean that all search and rescue efforts will end today?
Yes, what instructions have been given to us is a lot of search and rescue efforts will end today. A lot of the international teams, you can see, are starting to head back, because what does happen is normally international search and rescue teams and foreign teams come, they'll spend about 10 days in an area, because that's the time you're going to find survivors. From there it becomes more body recovery, humanitarian teams, body recovery teams start getting involved. Big machinery like the one we're seeing in the background now said will start getting involved and start breaking structures down and loading up the rubble to take through to other areas.
So it looks like the clock is ticking, and we obviously are hoping for a positive outcome here. No, thank you very much. I'm sure you need to get back to the team. Ahmed Bam there from the Gift of the Givers. Braden, that's a very worrying statement now that, even at this late stage, if they are still picking up heat signatures, the clock is definitely ticking, because at some point the large number of search and rescue efforts that you would have seen would be starting to diminish. At the last count, the last time I checked, it was over 200,000 personnel, local personnel that were involved here, and a number of other countries, almost 10,000 internationals. So it seems now, if this person is found, it really would be in the nick of time.